Hey YouTube, so I'm gonna do another request today. Someone requested that I review At the Drive-In's album, Relationship of Command. This is At the Drive-In's last album they released before they broke up. They broke up because of creative differences. I also read there's rumors that Omar Rodriguez and Cedric, how do you say his last name? Zavala? Cedric and them were like, they were doing drugs, I guess, and you know, there's this tension in the band because this is like a breakthrough album for them, and they've been together since 1994. They formed in El Paso, Texas, moved to LA, and then they started getting all this hype with this album and a lot of pressure, and they were on a world tour, and they also played this festival called the Big Day Out, and I don't know, I guess all these emotions came to a head on stage, and kids were moshing in their audience, and moshing was against the rules, I think. But anyway, so the band walked out on stage after a while because Omar or Cedric, whoever was singing that day, started berating the crowd for moshing and telling everyone like how sad it is that the only way you can express yourself is through mosh and slam dancing. I don't know, I don't have anything against moshing and slam dancing. I'm not for it or against it, but I don't think you should like berate people just for doing what they want to do and expressing themselves. I don't really care. Whatever, blah blah blah. They broke up. We'll just say artistic differences. They formed Mars Volta and Sparta with two fractions that came out of this. Anyway, let's get back to this album. It was released in 2001 on Grand Royal and Virgin Records. And it's their first major label, like major label release, because Virgin's huge, right? And they also got a huge producer to produce this. They got Ross Robinson, who's known for making kind of metal CDs. He's done Korn albums, he's done albums for the Deftones, he's done Slipknot, so his credibility is quite questionable, but he's pretty good at making mainstream sounding things, you know, like hardcore sounding heavy things, sound very clean and like mall friendly. And other than the Deftones, I'd say this is probably the only other thing that I really like that he's produced. I'm a closet Deftones fan. Like when I say it's clean sounding, like it does have a little bit of garage grit on it and kind of like some sort of frantic energy, but it sounds kind of like it's made on purpose, whereas all their albums before this, it was actually kind of garage rock, garage punk rock. Sounded like it was recorded in a garage, like they were just recording it themselves, just get it out. Like this sounds a lot more processed, a lot cleaner than anything they've ever done, but that doesn't actually detract from it. It's still a really good album. It's still really smart and focused. It deals with cool subject matter like drug cartels and hitmen, and it's still got like Rodriguez or Bixler, Cedric's lyrics. I'm not sure who's writing the lyrics on this, but he's still singing about like oxygen masks and like, you know, molecules and cargo bays and stuff like that, and deserts and all that kind of shit. I'll show you the artwork real quick. Got a Trojan horse on the cover, just basically lyrics on the inside, some sort of like Spartan hieroglyphics kind of shit going on. Nothing really too special in here. So the names and the flags. But yeah, At the Drive-In was an awesome band. I really liked them. My favorite album by them, and the album that got me into these guys, was In Casino, Out Casino, and that's a really good album. But I feel this is a good starting point if you haven't listened to any At the Drive-In. It's cleaner, it's more accessible than other older stuff. And yeah, they don't really have a bad album. Like, it's really sad that they broke up, and there's talks of them getting back together, I guess. Like, I read in an interview that Cedric was doing all this apologizing for stuff he did in the past. He's been kissing a lot of ass to previous members. He said he wouldn't mind writing new music with these guys. Like, he's having a change of heart or something, I guess. Because when these guys broke up, Mars Volta went into this huge, like, prog rock direction, and then the other guy, Sparta, went into this more kind of mainstream alternative rock direction. And like, I like Sparta's first CD, but I didn't like anything else that came out of that. And Mars Volta, like, I have more CDs by them than I do Sparta, but Mars Volta still is like kind of hit and miss with me. Depends on what mood I'm in, but yeah, awesome album. Very punk rock, hardcore rock, whatever one it is. Reminds me of like Fugazi. Reminds me of like maybe even Rage Against the Machine. If Rage Against the Machine wasn't so metal, if they were more rock and roll-ish, I guess, kind of like that. But yeah, awesome little CD. I can't think of anyone who would have anything against this album, other than that it's produced by Ross Robinson. But who cares, right? And it's their final release, so it'd be cool if they got back together, and it'd be even cool if they didn't suck anymore. But awesome album. Some people call it like the pinnacle of their career. It might be. I'm not really sure. I don't see how it could be a pinnacle of your career if you break up after. Like, it must have been miserable having to tour with this album or something. I don't know what was going on, but it's cool. Bye.